Hello, this is Wayne with Normal Prepping. We did a video where we went over what we got from watching Hurricane Helene unfold. After that video was released, we received comments from actual survivors. What we'd like to do is go over those comments with you right now. So come over and sit down with us and we'll talk about it.
Hi, this is Belinda and Wayne from No More Prepping, and as Wayne said earlier, we are going to read over some comments we received from actual survivors of the Helene hurricane and what they did and some great tips that they had going through it, staying at home and just writing it through. So, Wayne, do you have a comment you can read?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, this stuff it got pretty heavy. I really enjoyed this. So, the first one is from Carol E. Cole 3140. I just found you and subscribed. I am a senior and live in South Florida, and I was on the fringes of Hurricane Milton. Just tornado warnings that did not affect our area, thank God. I've been prepping since COVID and have made bug out bags for myself, my autistic son, as well as my daughter and son-in-law, who made fun of me while prepping and didn't realize I made their bags too. I took notes on your suggestions and still need room for ham radios. Will you please make a video getting the right equipment? I am really confused and I don't want to get too much or too little for our needs. Thanks again and God bless. So this one right here, first thing, of course, is ham radios. And I am a ham radio operator, as you probably know. I've mentioned it before. It's the first time I'm a ham radio operator. And I was planning on doing a video on ham radios, and they're very important in these kind of situations. We have links for everything that we're going to mention in this video, we have links for in our description. But just get the basic radio, they have a channel. So what you do is you'll each pick a channel, like you'll say, I want, like if my bride and I were doing it, we'd say, we're doing channel 13. Yeah. So then we both have it on 13, we can talk. You can talk about a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles away. It depends on your terrain. But as she mentioned, ham radio is very important because that's the way to communicate. And when we had our evacuation, we were separating vehicles, and that's how we communicated. So, that's what I got from what she said. She went through it. And did you also notice that she was being sneaky and did some prepping for somebody else? Do any of you guys do that? If you do, leave a comment on that. What did you get from that?
Yeah, that just goes to show that she's concerned about being ready, and good thing she was, because she had bug out bags ready to go for her and her family, even though her family thought she was being silly. And we get that a lot. We get that as far as people telling us, oh, what are you doing that for? You don't need to prep. Nothing's going to happen. And, I hope, for most part, nothing is happening to us, but just look at them. It did happen, and it happened big. So you just got to be prepared, even if it's just a bag with 2 days of food.
And part of prepping is preparing for your loved ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if they disagree with you, take care of them. It doesn't matter. They don't know what you're doing. Just take care of them. That's what I got from that. So now you read the second one.
Okay, so here's another comment. And yes, I need to wear glasses. This is from EMMC Goen 1708. She said, or he, I learned from one couple whose husband was washed over his porch. As they ran upstairs, he grabbed his life jacket as a second thought. It saved his life. I'm going to get life jackets now. That was excellent, because one thing you should also have in your prepping storage are life jackets, because you just never know. Yeah, you may never need them, but hey, it's good to have them.
Yeah, exactly. And with the life jacket idea, you know your environment, know where you live. What other situations besides water may you have to deal with? But if you do live near water or where there's a potential, then yeah, definitely. I never would have thought of life jackets. That's just, we have life jackets, but It wasn't
Yeah.
for prepping, but I'm just that one kind of caught me a little off guard. I'm thinking that makes sense, you know. You may get, you know, your chances in the river aren't the best or a stream, but you're still better than not having it. So definitely life jackets is a good idea.
Like for us, we have a dam up the road not too far away from us. If anything happens, man, we're going to get washed out. So a life jacket, if it helps, wear it, get it. It might save your life. It did his.
Okay, here's another one. This is from Joomla 101. It's so fun saying everybody's names. The first thing neighbors wanted since cell was out was to get a note to family outside the area, letting them know they were fine. I used WinLink to help. It took about 4 days for cell work to be reliable in our area. Okay, this is again goes back to ham radio. WinLink is a part of what they call digital mode in ham radio. It's a way of sending emails through ham radio. That's for more the advanced. What I would recommend is, like I said in the video that we did where we were going over the hurricane, get like a Garmin inReach, and where you can communicate with each other. It's simple. It doesn't take, it's just battery powered. They're small. When you watch our other video, you'll see what it looks like, and that way you can communicate. And like my bride always mentions, you should always have everybody's phone numbers, all phone numbers, because even if the cell phone doesn't work, and if somebody else happens to have a Garmin, then you might be able to get out to them. But it's imperative, because there's one thing that's scary for both you and your family, because your family doesn't know if you're okay. So they're sitting there worrying. So having a way of communicating is wonderful. And even if you were a ham radio operator, the way I look at it in that situation, it would wipe out your antennas getting antennas and getting them so that you can get to a person is very tricky. That's really advanced stuff. So just getting something like just a basic, GPS, Garmin inReach would really make that a lot easier.
Yes, because with the Garmin, you can preset phone numbers. And with these phone numbers, you can preset messages. So like I will get a message from him that says, I'm at my location, I'm safe. That's usually one of his normal set texts that come to me on my phone. So that's another good reason to have the Garmin, so you can have your numbers set with messages set, so you could just send them off to your family.
Yep, and that's what she's talking about when I go backpacking. Yeah. I go backpacking, and I usually solo backpack, so I'm gone for a few days, and even when overnight, I'll just send her, let her know where I'm at, that I'm safe, and I say good night and I love you, before we go to bed. So it's really nice to have. So let's go over the next one.
Which is the next one?
Right here.
Okay. This one came from Joey Jennings, 9548. We had Milton pass over us. 17 hours running house on just batteries. Light, freezer, fridge, TV, AC, then solar and gas when the storm passed. Gas stove was nice. Hot coffee a must. A big thing is a problem is lack of sleep. No one sleeps during grid down and storms. So he was telling us he had hours of backup batteries, right?
Yeah, backup batteries. You need a backup energy source. And backup, those batteries are very important to have. Even those small ones will at least give you some light and give you some sense of normalcy, which you really need. You should look into what it takes to, store your food and stuff. But yeah, that's definitely, and very important. And also, like they mentioned, sleep. Sleep is
you're too worried to sleep.
Yeah, good luck. So, there's really no way to get around that. That's just our nature. So,
you still want to protect your house.
Yeah,
because you never know.
Yeah, but you still could, one thing you could do, I would recommend, is if you have more than one person, take shifts. You can have shifts, and that way you're not laying there. Because I know when we had to evacuate because of the forest fire, we didn't go to bed that night because we just sat around because the fire was just up on the hill and we're just like, watching it and waiting, if we should go or if we should go now. So we didn't sleep either. So I get it, so that's something that will just happen. Okay, now let me read the next one. We have 2 Bluetti solar generators. They keep the refrigerators and fans running. Solar camping lanterns work at night. 3 days for us. We are lucky. And I looked this one up, for the link in our description, and I found that with solar panels. You can also get it with solar panels. A lot of these you can get with solar panels or just solar. But see, that goes right back to the comment before. Need batteries. And this one, they actually had large enough batteries to run their refrigerators and even keep some fans running. And then also solar camping lanterns, which I think is kind of an interesting idea. Have those instead of just battery ones, have some solar ones that recharge. That's perfect.
That is perfect.
And it worked for 3 days for them. So there we learned something. We learned that, okay, with this technology, they made it for 3 days.
Yep. Goes to show you got to be prepared.
There's this one.
This one?
Yep.
This comment came from Northeast Tennessee, USA. I live less than an hour from the hardest hit areas of Tennessee. Several of my coworkers who do live in the area affected by the flooding, and listening to them of the destruction is mind-blowing and saddening. They all know people that lost everything. They did lose power for a day, but that was more of a nuisance than anything. I was able to use my solar generator battery to keep my refrigerator running. I ended up borrowing my friend's gas generator after the battery died for a few hours. I have solar panels for my generator, but that required sunlight, which I did not have due to heavy cloud cover. I will be buying a gas generator once everything calms down and the people that need them has one. I have a regular chainsaw, but I also have a 24-volt chainsaw, which I love trimming my apple trees with. I can also charge a battery with the solar generator if need be. As far as looking at maps of my home, your phone still hooks up to satellite as shown and shows you your location on a map. I have an S24, but an S9 did it too. You don't need cell signals for that to work. However, you can't get directions this way, but you at least have a map that you move on as you travel. Thank you for your video. This experience has definitely made me rethink about my prepping and what additional steps I need to take. Lastly, I do also ask for prayers for this area. A large percentage of people affected did not have flood insurance and have lost everything.
Yep, we know that. We know that to be
true.
Well, very true. It's so sad, devastating. And once again, here we are. They discussed some main points, and some of them we mentioned in our video. Well, we mentioned generator, but they use the generators are very important, as we well know. We don't need to keep going over that on each comment. They also mentioned chainsaws, and that's what I brought up on the one that we did on our view of what happened. And those electric chainsaws, they're amazing. I didn't think they were until I saw one in action. Happened to be about a week before this happened. My neighbor was using one, and I was amazed at the size of the trees he fell was incredible. So it's good to have that, some batteries. Make sure the batteries are charged or have a way of charging them, which you have a battery bank. And then it also might be good. We have a gas-powered chainsaw right now beside the battery. We don't have a battery yet, but we have a gas chainsaw, and it might be good if you have to have both. Don't just leave one, or don't. They each have their purpose. So,
yes. If you can have both,
if you can have both, have both. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And then the phone's about as far as
having a map.
Having a map, yeah. And I use this Onyx, I think it's called Onyx Backcountry. It's an app on my app on my phone, and that works great. But we mentioned in the last one that you wouldn't have, it was hard to get with a cell phone. And after we thought about it, we looked at that wrong. But you can get with those apps, because I use those backpacking. And then I also have my Garmin InReach watch. And then I also have my Garmin communicator that we're talking about. And the one that I have, the version, it has a map on it too. It's very general, though. It's pretty general.
But it can get you where you're going.
But it can get you where you need to be.
Because you never know. Your roads could be knocked out. Trees could be down. You may have to take an alternate route. You want to stay somewhat in the area that you need to be going.
Yeah, exactly. And we mentioned before that you want to be prepared. And so if you can have backups to backups, that's always the best, So that was a pretty, that one there was, it was pretty heavy, Just hearing this, it makes it real, doesn't it? It makes why we understand. This is why we prep. When we see that, and when we're talking about the batteries, this is interesting. I don't know where we're at now, but on the community page, I put out a poll asking people if they had solar, if they don't have solar, or if they're planning on having solar. I don't remember the exact numbers right now, but at the time last I looked at it, more people did not have solar, and there was only I think it was 15% were planned on it. And I'm thinking, as preppers, why don't we have solar?
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned in the comments that about they were surprised at how many people preppers don't have solar. It just seems anymore it's a staple, and we're not talking about the big ones on the roof.
Just portable ones you can pull out, let charge in the sun.
Yeah, get 300.
That's what we have.
Yep. Yeah, we have a video on that we have just 200 watts.
It will charge our battery.
Yeah.
That we have here in the living room for charging our cell phones, or watching TV, or plugging in a lamp.
Yeah.
It'll do the job.
And we may even get some more panels too.
Yeah.
The more the merrier, So and after seeing, you start thinking about length of time, Like we have a gas generator, a really good one, and it's a Honda, and it works great. However, you only have so much gas. We have stores of gas, but and we'd probably only run it just for our freezer to keep it
keep it cold.
Keep it cold and
not
keep it running
a long time.
Yeah. So and then we leave.
Because you never know how long you're going to be without power. Could be weeks.
Yeah, it could be weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, her brother was in a tornado not that long ago, and they were out. A week. A week.
A week and a couple days.
Yeah.
With nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
Yep.
All right. So you're the.
Is it my turn now?
It's your turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
Yep. You're getting to think. Isn't this kind of exciting? I don't know what you think about it, but I think this is kind of neat doing this.
Okay, and this is from SWRQLT. I don't know quite how to say that. Yep. His comment was, I am currently cleaning up after Milton. My family is from Florida, and we are prepared individually. We are all doing fine with solar generators, but we live in different towns. We are planning a Halloween family gathering to discuss how we are going to move forward and make sure how to proceed for the next disaster. And in Florida, they happen quite often.
This is excellent too.
Yeah.
Because once again, we have we're seeing a theme. You can kind of see generators, batteries, backup power. But this one also is one of the things that I'm really in favor of. And that is being prepared with the family.
Yeah.
And that's why we have our evacuation plan. We have one just to get out of the house. We actually we did a video on that a long time ago, and we also we sell a template about it on our website.
Just to get you started.
Get you started on our website. However, just what they're talking about here is going through it, and sometimes that's uncomfortable. But I think right now is a really good time to talk about this with your family, because I don't think there's a person, including a child, that hasn't seen something on these hurricanes. So I think right now is an excellent time to get together with your family and start discussing it. Because right now, the people that say, I think that prepping is kind of goofy. You guys are all, doom and gloom.
Which we're not.
We're not. But this is the time where they understand that there's a reason why we do prep. So I think, it's a really good time to just talk. Talk.
Yeah, talk with your family. But like we always say, hopefully nothing ever does happen. But if it does, you want to be ready.
Yep. Prepare for the worst.
Yeah, there you go.
Now we have Tranquil Lady, 1688. Florida resident here. I just got back from Milton. I am impressed with my solar generators. Just like many hands make light work, many jackeries make effective work. Pre-power outage, our house outlet charged them at about 60 watts and the solar charged at 50 to 55 watts, which is amazing. While the one jackery powered my mini Ice Co fridge, the other being charged by solar. 2 other solar power stations charge phones and USB lights. Also have as many USB rechargeable items as possible. That's what you just said.
That's a good one.
Yep. 1 USB lamp lit up the entire kitchen and family room. Okay, what she's talking about when she says jackeries, that's a brand of battery, a generator they call them, or battery backups. And we have a link for that one. I looked it up and I have a link for that in our description. That's one of the more common. And the other thing that she mentioned besides that, the solar panels, of course. So once again, we see a theme, solar panels, generators. It makes me even want to start, buying more generators because it'd be, have backups to backups. Have one, you can be using one at night. You can always have one
in the day. Have it rotating.
Yep, your batteries. So just keep it going. But this one is kind of neat. I didn't even know about these. And I had for the description I had to look it up. It's called an Ice Co fridge. And they're pretty cool. It's a refrigerator, basically like a gigantic cooler, but it's actually a refrigerator. So, which is nice because it takes less power than a regular refrigerator. So I thought that was kind of a neat thing. And she also points out, get everything you can, get rechargeable. Old school thinking is we need everything battery. These little batteries, which we have a lot of things that are that way just because that's how we thought at one time too. And we have a lot of batteries. However, USBs, because even if you have to go to your car, you can. There's so many ways to charge with a USB. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff now, especially if you get the LED lights, they draw very little. So, that's a plus. That's a plus. And we're seeing a theme here. These people actually went through it. So
and they were prepared. The generators worked. They kept them in their homes, where they felt safe and they could, take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And that little ice cooler is awesome because if you get that, you could take the stuff that's out of your freezer that you want to preserve as long as possible and put it in a little ice cooler.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, well, I think we have to get one of those.
We got to get one of those now. For emergencies.
Just for emergencies.
Because you could probably fill it up and let some stuff go bad or eat it as fast as you can. But if you're out for a week, you want that food to last a week. And if you could keep it cool with the generator, hey, that'll work.
Why not?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, did you guys get something out of this?
We hope you did.
Leave a comment, and make sure if you had not seen the video that we did, we're going to leave a link for that up here. So watch that. And that's us basically going over our ideas of how we've changed our preps.
Yeah.
And we definitely have changed our preps from this, and we're even changing them more. We don't live in Hurricane Alley or anything. We don't have any of that hurricane, tornadoes, any of that. But we are preparing for them just because we figure if we prepare at that level, we're good.
Yeah, and we do have a dam, and you never know with dams.
Yep.
So
I think you need a bigger boat.
Yeah, I know.
So, well, I hope you got something out of this.
Yes.
This is a lot of fun, and I guess we will catch you later, and thank you very much.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.